South Africans are in the throes of a high cost of living crisis, with food and fuel prices going up astronomically. As we navigate during these tough economic times with unrelenting interest rate hikes, I am joined by author Mamohau Nkosi, who penned the book titled Think Like the Wealthy and Not the Rich. Mamohau, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, the book itself has a very interesting title, Think Like the Wealthy and Not the Rich. Tell us what inspired not only the title, but the contents of the book.
Good afternoon, Dladla, and thanks for having me. Good afternoon to the viewers. I wanted something catchy that is going to get people's attention, but essentially it was just to try and educate people of the background that I come from. I grew up in a squatter camp, so I wanted something that speaks to helping them with their situation and change their mindset.
So I like what you're saying, especially about changing one's mindset. But I'm sure there are habits that also allow you to create wealth. Maybe let's touch a bit on that.
Certainly. For you to change your mindset, you have to have certain habits, because we are used to thinking and saying things like, hey, I'm broke. And you see now with the petrol price, everybody's like making all sorts of jokes of how poorer is making us. But all those habits and statements like those are not helping your mindset.
Because you put it out there as well.
Yes. So in order to try and improve the way you think, the way you talk, and essentially affect your wealth position, you need to have habits like, for instance, affirmations to try and instill in you a different kind of thinking. So it starts with you, essentially.
It starts with you.
Yeah.
It starts with you. Some would assume that to be wealthy, you'd also need to be very frugal. But when I think about frugality, it also sounds like a life of misery as well. Would you support such a statement as well, to say, live life simply to become more wealthy?
I think it's a balance. You need to be able, if you want to live a certain lifestyle, you need to either increase your income. So that's when the wealth mindset comes in. Your ability to see opportunities and be able to increase the income that comes to you, so that you can be able to afford the type of lifestyle that you want. And if you need more money, so those are the two formulas. You either reduce expenses if you're getting income from the likes of work, or increase the money that is coming in. But of course, if you do that, whatever money that is extra, you plant it back. Because the moment you start seeing it as a seed, then you can be able to sort of reap the rewards eventually.
But it also now begs the question that, how do I create this extra income? Let's speak about entrepreneurship and finding these opportunities that you speak of. Some may argue that it's actually not very easy to start a business, and not everybody's cut out to start a business. But I guess we also live in a society where the side hustle has also become very popular now.
Yeah, of course it's not easy to start a business or any kind of hustle. And this is where I speak about things like persistence, things like patience, so that you can have grace on yourself in terms of getting out there and trying until it works. The people who are wealthy don't wait for things to happen. They still hustle the same way. It's just that they never stop until they have a win. So it's the same principle. And by sort of reading about these principles, you get to understand that giving up is not a choice, complaining is not a choice, getting doors closed on you is not a choice. So, or is not even an excuse enough for you to give up. So, you keep trying until you get a win.
I mean, the book is still fairly new. Let's speak about the reviews that you've received so far. How have people received this book?
The reviews have been positive. And it is such a bold topic to talk about, given our background. So people have been very excited. And like I said, initially I wrote it for people who come from my background, but the interest has been with my peers, with my neighbors, with people from church. So it blows my mind that they find some value in it. So, yeah, I'm very grateful.
But who exactly are you trying to speak to? I mean, you speak about the community that you come from. And oftentimes, when you look at black people in particular, one would argue that oftentimes you find communities that were previously disadvantaged, and the creation of wealth is not so common amongst some of these communities. How do we turn the tide against that?
Okay, I do cover topics that speak to the people that I come from. I also speak to the middle class, the people who sometimes feel stuck in a job where they are waiting for age 65 and go to pension. In actual fact, I'm starting some kind of a wealth movement, also a bold move from my side, whereby we sort of collect people who wants to get out of a job environment and who wants to sort of create companies that eventually in future will solve the job problems and offer solutions to our communities. So it speaks to the demographics. Even a student who's studying, who has got a sense of hopelessness, it speaks to them to say there's bigger things out there for you. So please keep your head up.
Keep your head up. And let's speak more about the contents of the book as well. You say you touch on a number of themes. Let's speak about some of the themes that or those who have read the book said stood out for them.
Okay. The primary focus of the book is on the mindset. Yeah. So I touch a lot about different techniques on how to empower your mindset to a point that it is able to see opportunities, to be able to provide you with solutions, to be able to put you in a position where you are not accepting of your situation, but always focusing forward. So I speak about persistence, I speak about faith, because a lot of wealthy people are faith-focused. I speak about abundance. I speak about, all sorts of ways of increasing the way we think. Reading also has a way of increasing your mental capabilities.
And very quickly, how do people get their hands on the book?
Through my website, www.inalawealthservices.co.za.
Thank you so much. That's our guest, Mamohau Nkosi, who penned the book titled Think Like the Wealthy and Not the Rich.